friends. I'm not even gonna welcome you guys back to my channel because I haven't been to my channel in a long time. So I'm gonna welcome myself back. Welcome back to your channel, Melissa. Hi guys, if you do not know who I am, my name is Melissa. Thank you so much for watching today. So today I am going to show you how to make the best cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon rolls. I say cinnamon buns and rolls. I don't really know if there's a difference. I don't think there's a difference. Let me know if there's a difference. Anywho, not to get sidetracked, I'm gonna show you today how to make the best cinnamon buns of your entire life. They're so good. The recipe is the Kristin Johns, whoever she copied, well not copied, but whoever she got the recipe from. And I'm just remaking them because they're so good. I get compliments on them all the time. I just brought them to my team at work and they were like, you need to sell these. I was like, thank you. Just quit my day job and just pop out cinnamon buns all day. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to make them. It's super easy. I have a KitchenAid mixer blender thingy guy, so it makes it easier. Not sure how easy it would be without one. You would just have to put in more work just because with like kneading the dough, this baby does it for me. So without further ado, let's get to baking. So the first thing that you're gonna need to do is melt 1/3 cup of butter. I like to do it first because the recipe calls for it to be melted but not hot. So I'll melt it, I'll stick it in the fridge just for it to cool down even more. Pause, I actually need to put my hair up because it's unsanitary to bake with your hair down. So, I'll be right back. Okay, anywho, back to what I was saying. Yes, we are going to melt 1/3, I believe it's 1/3, let me just double check. Yeah, 1/3 cup of butter. So let me grab that really fast. Oh, also, before you start this recipe, a lot of it is room temperature, all that stuff. So take your eggs and butter and cream cheese out before you start. Okay. So 1 and then 1/3, I have these little mini sticks. 1/3 is about halfway into the 1 tablespoon. So I'm gonna put this whole thing in there and then cut to like 2 and like, or 1.5 tablespoons. Okay, so 1/3 cup of butter, and then we're gonna put it in the microwave. All right, now while that's melting, we're gonna put this to the side because we're gonna use this to grease our bowl later. So we're gonna hold on to that. Okay, so that's melted, and now I'm just gonna stick it in the fridge really quick, just for it to cool down because we don't want it too hot. If you're using a mixer, you're gonna want this tool. This is the beater tool, and then you're gonna also use the dough hook later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here really quick. All right, so we melted our butter already, so then it calls for 1 cup of whole milk heated to 115 degrees. So I usually put it in the microwave for like 40-ish seconds. Depending on your microwave, it might be different, but that's just what works for mine. So I'm gonna do that really quick. So I don't drink a lot of milk, so I just have this little baby guy. I actually don't drink milk at all because gross. But 1 cup, and then we're gonna go put this in the microwave. So for this, because you need it kind of at a certain temperature, I have a little temperature guy, so I'm just gonna stick this in there when it's done. And then you're gonna need 2.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. This is the one that I use. Make sure it's instant yeast and not active yeast. There's 2 different types at the grocery store. Just make sure it's this one. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. I literally put this on. I can't. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 115 degrees, so that's good. We're gonna put this in our bowl and then set this aside because we're gonna use this later. And then, like I said, 2.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. Okay, there we go. I can get it open. So 2.5 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon, half teaspoon. 1, 2, and then half teaspoon. Nope. Wonderful. Okay, this, after you open it, it goes in the fridge, so I'm gonna go put this back really quick. Next is you're gonna add 2 eggs room temperature. So I've already kept mine out right here. I don't really know if it matters if it's room temperature or not. Kristin Johns had it where she like just took them out of the fridge, and she said that it doesn't typically mess it up, but so gross. Just be sure I had them out from earlier. So 2 eggs, and then raw eggs and like raw chicken. Ugh, ew. No, nothing bothers me more than those. Okay, so now that 2 eggs are in, we're gonna get half a cup of sugar. So we're gonna put that right in there. Like so. Woo! Oh no! Oh goodness, I just made a mess. Now we're gonna do a teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt, and then the last ingredient is gonna be 4 cups of flour, gradually put in there. Let me go get that butter that we had in the fridge and my flour. So butter goes in like so. Okay, so the key for the 4 cups of flour, you want it mixed but not overly combined. So once you're done with the 4 cups of flour, you still want there to be some flour kind of through it that you can see. So we're gonna do that. So 4 cups. Okay, so now that that's done, this is kind of what this looks like. It's all kind of mixed through, but there's still some like clumpies in here. I'm just going to take all this off the hook. I guess it's not a hook, the beater. Get as much of this off as I can. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now we're just gonna cover this with a kitchen towel for 10 minutes. Let me set, where's my phone? Oh, here it is. Set a timer for 10 minutes. So we'll be right back when this is done. Okay, so now while this has, let's see, about 4 more minutes left, I am going to get a big bowl, and the butter that we used earlier, sorry, that was kind of loud. The butter we used earlier, just gonna hold on to it and grease this bowl, like so. Just kind of going around it and greasing it up a little bit. That way, when we proof the dough in here, it's gonna be, woo, I almost dropped it. Nice and buttered. So how have you guys been? My life was falling apart there for a second, but I feel like it's kind of back on track. It's fine, everything's fine. I'm fine. I don't have Ellie right now. She is at like a training camp for a whole month. I have to sneeze. Anywho, she's at a training camp for a whole month, and I get to see her like once a week because I get to go and kind of learn. I have to sneeze again. Are you done? I have to go and kind of learn what she's doing. That way when she comes home, I know what to, you know, keep up with. But I miss her so much. I feel empty. Like, is this what empty nesters feel like when their kids go off to college? I'm struggling. But I'm also very dramatic, so it could just be that, but. Oh, and do you like my shirt? It says, kiss whoever the fuck you want. Because we love gay rights on this channel. This is almost done. So next, you're gonna get your dough hook. So looks like this. You're gonna get this on here, and you're going to beat it for 5 to 7 minutes. Depending on how my dough kind of looks, I go off of that. If it looks like it's beating too much, or if it's gone too long and it just looks like it's just forming too much and getting too tough, stop doing it. If it's not tough enough, or just like not at that sweet spot, keep going, you know? So, like I said, we're gonna take that off. This is kind of what that looks like, and we're just gonna beat the heck out of it. Okay, so now we're just gonna get this dough off the hook and then off the sides of the bowl. So I'm gonna get that grease bowl. This would be so much easier if, all right, so you got your dough, get this in this bowl. Then like I said, we're gonna put some cling wrap on here. So got my cling wrap. And then we're gonna put this in the oven with the light on. And then that is gonna proof for 30 minutes. So let me set my timer. While that's proofing, we're gonna make the filling. And I literally can't get this out. Okay, we're just gonna move it. So, we're gonna do the filling first. So we're gonna get like a medium kind of ish size bowl. I have this one. So 1/2 cup of softened butter, 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. So we're gonna get this in here and then we're gonna mix it up. Okay, so I have all of my cinnamon, brown sugar, and the butter in here. Be careful with this, because with the cinnamon it kind of is like, it's very powdery. So when you mix it, I kind of like to smush everything together first. Kind of get like a, you know, a little bit of a base to start with. And then go in with the beater tool. Okay. This is making me hungry. Okay. So this is what that looks like. So it's just a nice thick paste. You can see, oh, you can see there. So that's gonna go, when we roll out the dough, it's gonna go right on top. Okay, so now that paste is done. So now we're gonna do the icing on top, the cream cheese icing. So you're gonna get a bigger bowl, because this makes a lot of icing. So, yeah, bigger bowl. You're going to combine 6 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. So this is actually an 8-ounce bag. They don't have 6 ounces, I don't think. But this is totally fine. You can just shove the whole thing in here. One-third cup of softened butter. So again, we're just gonna get this guy. And make sure this like actually really does have to be softened, because it's a pain in the ass to blend it when it's not. So we're gonna get this in here. Ah, too much. Forgot 1/3. Okay, 1/3 cup of softened butter. Okay, and now you're gonna beat this until it's nice and combined. Okay, so now that is nice and beaten in, all mixed together, you're gonna get half a tablespoon of vanilla extract. The original recipe calls for, I believe, maple extract, but I have vanilla, so I just didn't get any other. Kristin Johns uses like a vanilla paste from Trader Joe's. That's a seasonal product, I found out when I spent probably way too long looking for it in Trader Joe's. And then you're gonna get 2 cups of sifted powdered sugar. This is very, very important. It has to be sifted. If it's not sifted, it's gonna be lumpy, it's not gonna be nice and smooth, and absolutely nobody likes lumpy cream cheese icing. It's not it, okay? So we're gonna get all of that stuff, sift in the powdered sugar, and then beat that, mix it again. Okay, that goes in there. And then 2 cups, like I said, sifted powdered sugar. If you like your cream cheese icing to be a little bit more like cream cheesy, you don't have to add 2 cups. You can do like maybe 1.5. But I like the sweetness of it, so I'm going to add 2 cups. And sift away. So this is what I mean by this, like it, oh, see? And then it's gonna get clumpy. You don't want that. So I'm just gonna stick with the little spoon. Okay, so that's all in there. For this, again, I like to kind of pre-mix it because the powdered sugar will go everywhere. And just don't even try. I've learned from my mistakes. Let's get to beating. Dun, dun, dun. Wow. Let's have a taste. There's about 5 minutes left of proofing in the oven. So I'm gonna set these aside. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit, wipe this counter off because I'm gonna roll out the dough right here. So wipe it clean, make sure there's nothing on it, and then I'll be right back. The dough is done, so take this out of the oven and then you're going to preheat the oven to 375. Okay, lightly floured surface and flip. Bloop. Wonderful. Okay, so we got our floured surface, we got our dough. We're gonna roll it out into a rectangle shape. So now that it's all spread, we're gonna take the filling and we're just gonna spread it all across that baby. I typically just do this with my fingers because it's hard to spread it with this thing. Like, it doesn't spread properly, and then I don't want to make a hole in the dough on accident. So we're just gonna get all this out here and just start going to town with our pans. Okay, so you want to get your filling as close to the edges as possible. Like, it doesn't have to be right at the edge because you cut the edges off anyway because of their size, and they typically don't get that much filling on them anyway. So you got the filling all the way across it, got some on the edges. So now what you're gonna do is roll it. Roll those buns, baby. Okay, so you're just gonna take it from the edge and just kind of fold it over. Okay. So now that you got that nice and rolled out, you're just gonna cut off the edges. My oven is now preheated. Like so, because like I said, see, there's nothing really in here anyway. Before you start cutting, you're gonna get a 9 by 13 inch pan, grease it, and then put these guys into the pan as you're cutting them. So let me grease this really quick. Greased. And then don't be nervous if it like kind of loses its shape. You can just kind of mold it. So like, let when it kind of goes like this, you can kind of just mold it back together. But look how cute! Wow. Okay, so now that you have those all cut and put into your greased pan like so, you're gonna cover this with a kitchen towel for another 20 minutes. So you're just gonna let this sit. And then while these are proofing, I'm going to kind of just clean up a little bit. I'm not gonna bore you with that. So I'll be back when these are done. So I'm gonna take this off. So they proofed a little bit more. The last and final and probably the most important step of this whole process, you have to do this, is you're gonna pour half a cup of heavy whipping cream on top of all of these, and then whatever's left, just the rest in the pan. This is really, really important. You have to do it, because if you don't, they don't become as like gooey and moist on the inside. I know a lot of you guys probably hate that word, it doesn't bother me, but the heavy cream just like soaks up into the cinnamon rolls and just so good. So we're gonna add half a cup. Like I said, you're just gonna pour them right on top. Let me see if I can kind of show you guys while I do this. Okay, so now you're gonna put these in the oven for 20 minutes, and then finally you'll have your cinnamon buns. Okay. Good luck, little babies. Okay, 20 minutes, and then I'll be back, and then we're gonna frost those suckers, and then we're gonna eat one. Woo! Okay, I'll be back. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm gonna let these cool for like 5-ish minutes, and then we'll ice them. Okay, my friends, it is time to ice these bad boys. So there you have it, the most amazing cinnamon buns you will ever have in your entire life. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know if you try these out. Follow me on Instagram at Melissa Sicenti. I'll put it right here. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, so good. Yes.